We are in Utrecht, and the Letters Van Utrecht is a project where you put one stone with one letter in every week into the streets of the city. And you started in 2012, and now you are in letter number more than 1,300.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's a very long project.
Yes, ongoing project. We tend to say it will last as long there are Saturdays.
Yeah, but actually in the webpage is saying that you have a kind of end in 2100 something.
Yes, we made a route. When you look at Google Maps, for instance, or route, it will describe a U and T, the first letters of Utrecht, in time. And when we reach the final part of the route, we hope the project will still go on. And there's a Dutch saying, all roads lead to Rome. So I guess we will end up in Rome in a few thousands of years. But the first few hundred years, we managed to have a route along the streets of Utrecht with the same kind of stones.
Actually, I didn't mention that we are in the kind of center of the city. Mm-hmm. And Utrecht has a very rich history. Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think you will think about this kind of long-term project, because if you go to, I don't know, to, for example, Warsaw, which was absolutely bombarded in 1940, then you don't even think about this.
No, one of the main threats is, of course, the rising of the sea level, in which case perhaps Utrecht will flood in a few hundred years, so then we have to have divers who can still read the poem.
For me, it's very interesting that what message do you want to say with that thing, because it looks like it's a short text, so like 1,000 characters, when you type, it's not that much. But actually when you are on the street, I think it's not that easy to follow. Or there are, some objects on the street, bicycles come. So
you have to walk the upgoing numbers. Sometimes we see when we are down Saturday making a new stone, you see sometimes people coming from the other directions, going against the reading direction, and with a lot of question marks above their heads when they try to read the poem upside down. Yeah.
So you started the text actually?
Yeah, I was the first poet. Yeah.
Yeah. So why have you chosen this text?
You have to start somewhere. Well, there was a kind of hyper reality. So I just started like this, and then tried to move on with about 120, 150. Letters I had.
Yeah, but it's not enough for me, sorry, but because if were in your position, then I might start, I don't know, a love story or something, I don't know.
Well, it was interesting, I think it was the third poet, he started using the I form, so I think he was called chrétien. You oblige the whole project to be in I perspective, so he changed it more in a describing way. So,
yeah, or maybe you can change it.
No, we can't. We can't change it anymore. Of course, it's written in stone, so it's going to be there for a few years.
Have you seen people who are just really want to read all the text? And
they do. Yeah. And sometimes, just the other week, a few weeks ago, we had an accident where a stone broke just when they want to put it back in the street. It was a U, the letter U. And then the ones who donated the stone, we made an agreement, we put it on later on. So there was a week, one letter missing, and we immediately got a mail from two people who were walking the whole project along, and we missed a letter over there. So there are people who are reading it.
You actually gave the possibility already to 10 writers to write something. So how do you select?
We started the project as a collaboration with Micha Munke, who started it all, this idea to do something with an ongoing future, and he thought, well, we're in Utrecht, what will last forever? Well, these are stones, and they are just over there in the street, and so he combined that with letters, and then he came to the Poetry Guild. It's in Utrecht a group of poets who have the position of a city poet or a poet laureate of Utrecht. And in Utrecht we don't have one poet, but we have a group of poets, a guild, just like you had in history the guild for different crafts. So we choose a new poet every around 3 years from the guild, and sometimes the board of the Letters of Utrecht have an idea of, oh well, we want a female poet this time, or just a very young one, or the most well-known one. So depending on this question we make a choose. But around every 3 years we ask a new poet to continue the poem for about 150 marks or letters.
Actually, we have a Hungarian artist called Endre Tóth, and he made a stone in the street in front of a gallery, which says that I'm glad to stay here.
One stone.
One stone, yeah, just one stone. Yeah. But it's a bigger one actually. It's like what I see in the streets, it's equal to 6 stones, so it's a bigger one. But basically, it's about self-consciousness, because it's about a self-project, and the Letters of Utrecht is really not about someone. So maybe that's why you don't say names in the text.
Not in the text itself. No, you can find it on the internet, of course, but not in the. No, it would take quite a few weeks if you want to to put a name in there too. So yeah, it's just a nice mixture of anonymity and exposure.
I have a favorite question.
Yeah,
because. I haven't read so far the Alcibiades from Leonard Pfeiffer, but it's 900 pages.
Yeah.
So it's a big one actually. So if we continue, theoretically this project, 2100 you are somewhere. And then, but maybe some other people can continue this in other cities.
Or start a similar project, of course. That's what we're trying as board members of the Letters of Utrecht, in collaboration with some other long-time art project. We try to stimulate to new projects for long-time art. In Halberstadt in Germany, they're going to build a Zeitpyramid, I think of 15,000 cobbles. So every 10 or 15 years, the place a new stone. So there are 3 lonely stones out there now, which in a few thousand years have to become a pyramid. They said about our project, 1 stone a week is much too fast.
Might be a big ritual when you put the stones, the new one, every Saturday. What can we expect?
That's a most interesting point. We didn't foresee when we started this in 2012 1 new letter each week, but we thought, well, it will be carved somewhere in an atelier, and every new Monday someone of the city council will replace a stain, and then the carver said, no, we have to do it on the spot, and then we can show our craft of this stone carving, and by that it became a kind of social event. So every Saturday we have a family who donated a stone for a particular reason, memory of someone, or their children or beloved ones or whatever. So with this it became, instead of a pure art project, it became a kind of a social project. And we have a growing group of people who are personally involved and who have an interest in a safe future, so that their contribution of the poem will last forever.
Yeah, but basically I guess no one will know that, because you know that you are the family who supported this project, but actually when you walk on the street you don't see
anything. You don't see it, no. So we tend to say to the people who donated, well, you have to revisit your stone once in a while, and I think some people will do it.
What is also interesting for me is the time factor here. I think you're playing with that, because that slowness.
Yeah.
Because for me, if I do something similar, I put like one sentence in a time, or I don't know, like something more recognizable, but you just put 1 letter.
Yeah.
That's not that much.
No, it's very slow indeed. So we're happy we're 10 years ahead now, so we have something.
But still, maybe we can learn from it that this is in contrary what we do with the mobile phones and social media, that everything have to happen immediately.
Yeah. Even if you want to donate a stone, every Saturday at 8 o'clock a new letter will come free to donate on the website, but it will be carved only the next year, so you have to wait a year between ordering or donating a stone and the actual carving. And even some people said, that's something fresh even to have to wait for a year while we're used to, whatever, Amazon, etc., etc. Quick, tomorrow, now, fix now. No, calm down, wait a year, you have one letter.
If today someone invents a pill, you take it and you live forever, then this project, I guess, might be not that vital, because then you can see the end of the story. But now you do something where you can be sure, kind of, that you won't see the end of this story.
No, you won't see the end. You see, you can see it as your lifeline. I remember when it was placed there, I was small children then, and I was biking along the letters, and I said, biking into the future. So, well, when we are over here with the letters, I won't be alive anymore. And my daughter said, well, but I will, Daddy. So it's a very tough project to see your own future and the ending. Yeah. Because if I should turn out to be 90, we are on a very nice spot at the Oude Gracht. So I thought, that would be interesting to live that long, to see the letters reaching this beautiful place at the Oude Gracht.
And if we imagine that, for example, in 1,000 years later, the city is still there, the water is still outside,
yeah,
and everything is the same.
But I don't know where we will be then, because our route is only for a few hundred years. We have it's pointed out, and then we hope this project will be socially that important that they will find a solution to continue it anyway or somehow. That's the nice thing about this, because it's ongoing. You can have all kind of questions to ask about the future of this project and what will be the consequences of. One thing is, if we wait long enough, the language itself will change. If you have the Dutch language of 100 years ago, it's quite different than. Yeah, well, we can still read it, but it's what we call the very old-fashioned use of language. In the last few years, one of the poets, he used the word cassettebandje, tape recorder, tape. So, well, that's very funny to use this already dated word for nowadays kids. You have to explain what a tape recorder is, and then use this kind of old-fashioned word in an even old-fashioned thing of writing a poem in carving in stone. We don't know what the future of if the language rules will change and if that will affect our poem.
Thank you very much for the discussion.